Hello everyone, welcome to another Mac Report. This week's guests are Tim from Penta and I am Green from Inquisition. There was some technical issues at the start of this one, which is why I've recorded a little bit of an intro. If you enjoy this video, then feel free to leave a like, leave a wee comment, all that sort of good stuff. Let me know who you'd like to see on in the future, and sit back and enjoy. Here we go.
Well, my internet is cutting out right now.
Aha, there we
Are you
go.
still
Right.
live or?
We are still live.
Okay.
We're
Okay,
still
nice.
live.
So my clanmates don't know how I look. I mean, some of them do. I have some of them followed on Instagram, but yeah, most of them don't know how I look. So hi, I'm Sandro from Inquisition, and yeah, pretty happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Happy days, man. Welcome. Fluxy, welcome in. Gaming Goal Keys, that was a bit of a shaky start. We had no sound. I flipped to the wrong scene. It's all gone wrong. It's fine. You know, it's the way it is. Also, Tim, welcome. People know your face a little bit more. Your face is one of those faces that people throw on the thumbnails for. Look at this hit that so and so did and all that. So, your face is a little bit better known. But welcome to the stream as well. Thank you for coming on, guys. Absolutely brilliant.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Happy to be here. I mean, it sounded like you were lying there, but I'm gonna take it on face value. I'm gonna believe you. Right. So the way that I always start these interviews, guys, is to just do some quick fire questions, so that people can get to know you a little bit better. I'm going to bring my questions over so I get them right. I think we'll go. We'll start with I am Green. We'll start with
Sure.
you answering first, and then Tim, you can answer straight after. But nice and simple, easy ones.
Sure.
When did you start playing the game?
It was pretty long ago. I think it was almost the year where the game first came out. I was very young and I gamed a lot, but I had many breaks in it. I think I didn't play for like 2 years straight, but then got back into the game, and now I'm already playing it every day again.
Nice. So when did
But
you
I
take a
think
break?
it was like, I don't know. I think I was Town Hall 9 around that time. I think I wasn't into competitive and everything. I was just gaming for fun, and I just started to play other games. I don't know why I stopped. I think it was just, didn't interest me enough anymore.
Of what got you back into it then? What was it?
Yeah.
What was it that got you back
I
in?
think it was a new update, and my friend told me that it's pretty cool and I should start playing again. So I got back, I tried it, and now I'm back into it.
Nice, man, nice. What about you, Tim?
So I started playing Clash back in 2013, like a few months after release, and like Sandro already said, a lot of breaks. I never played more than 4 or 5 months in a row. And like 2 years ago, a friend of me told that he has better walls than me, and I was triggered and started playing again, farming my walls back up, and it catched me. And that was also the time where I met my current teammates and started playing competitive.
Nice. So, what's your favorite town hall then?
Good question. I think my favorite town hall is always the highest,
the top one,
because that's what we play in competitive.
Fair enough.
That's probably the same answer for me. Yeah, that's probably the same answer for me. I think it's just the one we are at right now, because it's always a new challenge with the new troops, and it's the most fun, I think.
Cool. What about favorite strategy then? What's your I suppose it's like, what's your favorite to watch and what's your favorite to do? Is probably two slightly different ones.
I think for me it's Lalo. I think I was since Town Hall 12 I've been playing Lalo. I've been playing all different kinds. When Town Hall 12 Sui Lalo was strong, then Town Hall 13 for a long time Zap Lalo was strong, so I played that. Then Wisplimp, the whole Wisplimp meta came into play, so I played that, and now I'm still playing Wisplimp Lalo, so probably for me it's Lalo.
What about you, Tim?
It's a little bit more complicated for me. So when I started, when I played Town Hall 11 and 12, I was the perfect casual player. So I only played Edrex Spam, and after I changed from Edrex Spam, I played Yeti Smash or Pekka Smash, was it? And only at the beginning, from playing competitive, I tried other strategies. And I think my favorite strategy nowadays is probably Dragbat. Of course, with the new Dragon Rider, I tried many different hits in Friendly Wars and tried a lot of things, but Dragon Riders with bats is love at the moment.
So it's almost the favourite thing is the bats, mixing those bats in there as well. Okay, cool.
That's the one strategy he's always forcing in Friendly Wars if we are playing together. But yeah, I knew that answer was coming. But yeah, pretty fun to watch as well.
Yeah, there's Toby in the stream saying hello as well from Inc. So who are those two good-looking guys in the stream? Well, no, that's me, and then there's a Toby. Come on. Anyway,
some two random dudes.
Yeah, two random guys. Yeah. So there might not be. This is a question I always ask people. Where did your name come from? Now, Tim, yours. I don't know. I mean, there could be a fun. So like Marinol's, I thought Marinol was his name. When Marinol was on, and it turns out there's a whole big story about that. It was like he got bullied at school, and that was the name he was given at school when he was bullied, and he embraced it. So there was a whole different story there. But let's start with I Am Green. I think your name might be have a bit more of a story behind it. So tell us about that, and then we'll see if Tim can match it.
It actually doesn't have a story behind it. I mean, my best friend, when we started playing, he downloaded the game first, and he called himself I'm Blue. So it was just, I didn't know what to take, so I took I'm Green, but that's just probably the end. I stick with it, so that's the whole story.
I like that. And is he still playing, or is he completely...
He isn't actually playing anymore. He stopped like 4 years ago. He's sometimes casually playing it, but just once every month or so. But yeah.
Cool, man. Tim, what about your name? I Am Green has not given too elaborate a story there. So
well, my name is kind of crazy. It's a German name, Gottkönig, and like you can say in English like God King. So I changed my name when I was like 15, 16, something like this. And I thought it's a random mobile game, and I wouldn't play it for more than like 2 months and delete it, never play it again. And so I thought, what can I take a name for troll? And I thought a little bit of self-praising. Let's call myself God King Tim, or like Gottkönig Tim in German. And I stayed with it, played competitive, and so some people already knew myself as Gottkönig Tim, so I kept the name. That's the story.
So Tim has nothing to do with your name properly. You just threw it in.
But when we contracted with Penta, we decided to put the Penta in front of our names, and I had to shorten the name, and then I came up with GK Tim, what is like a little bit similar to my soccer position where I play, the goalkeeper. So maybe you can now say it's not God King Tim anymore; it's goalkeeper Tim.
Nice, happy days. I love these. So I always think that there's going to be quite a it just came about through like quite a simple thing, and actually there's always a nice little story in where the people's names come from. So it's pretty cool. And Fluxy is annoyed because you said soccer and not football.
I'm sorry. I'm always unsure what I have to call it. Like when I say football, all the Americans say, "Oh, that's soccer."
Yeah,
but
exactly. Yeah, Fluxy, he's just catering for the American audience. Fluxy,
I guess when I say soccer, everyone knows what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean with football as well, but yeah, soccer is always obvious. Yeah.
So, the Worlds tends to be a thing that I'll talk about most of sort of Mac reports. The thing is that Worlds actually happened a few weeks ago now, and we're kind of in this dead zone between the two. But I think there's still a little bit of drama around that I want to talk about. Is well, I suppose first of all, do you guys both take part? I know that Penta do, but Inquisition, I Am Green, are you taking part in the?
I was actually occupied on that weekend, so I didn't play, but our team played. but we did not manage to qualify. But still, yeah, we tried it.
It's
But it
it's
didn't
one of the
work
things
out,
you got to YOLO it, haven't you, Tim? What about Penta? Haven't been doing so well. Is that fair to say? Have you been disappointed with your performance? Sorry, that's a bit sore, maybe.
It's kind of night and day. So in the World's pre-qualifier, we didn't perform very good. Very, very bad mistakes we did. So we take a loss in already day one, the last one. But when you take ASL Mobile Open, we qualified for the Challenger week. And I think that's a pretty good.
I think you managed to mute yourself, mate. Hello?
He's mute, right?
Yeah. I don't know what he's done.
Tim, we can't hear you. Yeah. Tim? You broke yourself. Broke your mic, I don't know. He probably can hear us, right?
I asked him one difficult question and he pretended to mute himself.
And
he didn't want to answer.
Mute, yeah. Don't want to answer about his performances. I mean, I get that thing, but...
maybe if you...
Mm-hmm.
No, if you disconnect your headphones and plug them back in again.
Never have said now the stream is perfect.
Oh, nightmare. That's it, he's walked off, he's left. That's because Floxy mentioned 2-0. That's what it was. Anyway, okay.
We can talk about... Yeah, sure.
Yeah, let's keep going. He'll come back in a second, I'm sure. He's desperately running around now. So, did you see all the stuff? Have you been following all the drama with this disqualification rule? That's
I've been.
Three people have fallen foul of now.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, but I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I think rules are the rules, so if they out the rules how they are, that if they disconnect, then I mean, they get disqualified. So then, if those rules are set, I think they did the right thing, and it is fair that they got disqualified. But still, I think if someone
Oh man, you're now breaking up as well.
Like 1 second or how many disqualified? Really?
Yeah. Oh man. And I think we've got you back now.
Now?
Yeah, and there's Tim's back as well.
Sweet.
Tim is back, okay. So sorry.
And we got like half of what you said there. So you're saying that basically it'd be really difficult if they applied it differently. Like they're trying to be consistent is what they're doing.
Okay, yeah,
exactly. I think if they set the rules like they are, I think it's pretty fair that they got disqualified, but I think they should look at each case individually from now on, because someone shouldn't get disqualified if they are mute for like half a second or a second. But I mean, if the rules are set that if someone disconnects, they are disqualified, so I think they did the right thing, and that is fair. Of course, very unfortunate for the teams, but still, I think they have to set some rules, and they applied it like they are written down, so I think it was fair.
Yeah. It was a really difficult one. I think, so like, when Marcus Gaiman got knocked out or disqualified in the first one, I was up on my high horse about it, saying, it's like, well, and because the story behind it is that the player lives in rural India, he's a doctor living in rural India, and my point was, well, if he's that far away, then the organisation that he's signed for an org, they need to be putting some sort of contingencies in place to try and protect and try and stop it from happening. From what I understand from the HT family background, they tried to do that. They tried to put in secondary cameras and they were told, nah, don't worry about it, you'll not need them. And then they disconnected for 30 seconds halfway through an attack.
Okay.
And then he didn't get anywhere.
It's a hard decision.
Yeah, and Floxy, I totally understand that, man, and that was kind of my point, is people very quick to sign for orgs that don't necessarily provide anything for their players, was kind of where I was going with that, Floxy. Tim, what about you? Sorry, man, you're back, you're connected again.
Yes.
You were telling us about, so we're talking about HT family and the disqualification and all that. obviously Eve benefiting from it, which was or Elevate, what are they called now? Yeah, they're called Elevate now, aren't they?
Yeah,
I've
Elevate.
lost track.
Elevate, yeah.
And so what, like going forward, do you think they need to be applying it differently? The rule?
Well, I think it's very hard to take this rule into an online event where you don't have the players right in front in the studio or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was in the situation last year. We played the qualifier. We had to film ourselves. Like one time. So nowadays they need to film themselves one time, like we did now, like face cam, so the people can see them on stream. And the second one, they need to film themselves, like showing their whole body and the surface of their iPad or mobile phone what they're playing on. And I mean, when one device is disconnecting, maybe you can see in the second camera what he's doing, and you just need to check all camera angles that you have and make a decision.
Yeah, so it's about trying to. I think everyone's kind of in agreement. It seems to be the thing is that actually what we need to be looking at is applying a little bit of like the rule, just not making the rule so black and white, and maybe there needs to be some flexibility in it. And like,
That's the thing. Yeah, sure. And even like with the case in HD family, I mean, it's in the middle of that tag. What is he going to do in the middle of that tag? I mean, it's just they need to look at each case individually and decide if it was really worth a disqualification, I think.
Yeah, the whole thing in the middle of the attack was the thing that was really interesting. So the whole integrity camera thing is that it's meant to be so that so you're not like screenshotting and getting plans off other people or passing and all that sort of stuff. But if you're halfway through an attack, I mean,
what is he going to do?
You can tell from the fact that they're still playing that there's no way he's passed that to someone else because he's mid-attack. You can't do that. It's like you would have seen someone in the hit, but yeah, it's a really strange one. But yeah, it is what it is. Tim, you were talking about your mobile open performance, saying that you're pretty chuffed with that.
Yeah, so last week was very bad for us. We played against like ATN, MCS, Tombi and I, which are in my opinion the three best teams in the world right now. And suck to play against these teams because they are strong.
Yeah, that is rough. It's rough. So let's talk about Penta for a little bit then. How long have you guys been together? How was Penta formed?
So our team first met in May 2020. We formed through Lewis. So Lewis wrote each of us if we want to play the ESL qualifier. And we had no other team, so we give it a go. Tried it out and worked really well.
Cool. Happy days. And so you didn't. So is that when you became Penta, or did you form a different team and then you were signed by Penta? What?
Well, at first we were called Lewis and the Gods because so we thought it's more of a one-shot team. So we play the Worlds qualifier, like lose in the second round, and that's it. But we managed to qualify for the offline event, which were done online, and we thought we can't play as Lewis and the Gods because that's a meme name. And then we decided to take the name Last Samurais, and that was also the point where we talked to a lot of esport organizations about signing, and then think 1 month later we were signed from Penta.
Happy days. And so you had did lots of esports teams approach you then?
Well, not a lot. We talked quite a few, but some said, "Nah, we're not looking for a Clash of Clans esports team," or they told us that we can ask them in half a year again or something. But we had multiple choices where we can get signed.
So why did you choose Penta then? Why did you choose the Penta name?
So Penta is a really big esports organization in Germany. I guess one of the biggest, I don't know, 5. And in other games, they have a really big name like Rainbow Six Siege or League of Legends. And we had some friends who were in contact to Penta before, and we thought, yeah, let's give it a go.
Cool. That's good. Like, I didn't realise there was that sort of background where you actually had a choice of different places. That's quite nice. You kind of talked about our current performance a little bit as well, so we'll not dwell on that too much. But how are you enjoying Town Hall 14?
Good question. It's like sometimes it's really fun to play, trying out the new stuff, learning what you can do with the new troops, new spells, new pets. What's the best to choose? But at the beginning of each update, it's like the offense is way ahead of the defense. So it's kind of like frustrating when you get always like 13 stars in depth at least.
Yeah.
And yeah. But after the defense is going up, it's going a little bit down in the defense stars. And I think that's the best stadium where I want to play, when the defense is also maxed and the offense is maxed. So not every base is a dip.
Because Town Hall 14,
it's quite fun.
yeah, because Town Hall 13, everyone complained about how broken it was and that it was too easy and all that sort of stuff. So, but then obviously it was quite offense heavy when Town Hall 14 came out. But it seems like it's kind of evened out a little bit now. It doesn't feel like, I don't know, Dragon Riders seem pretty broken, but apart from that,
I think it's just that. Tim, you can talk.
No, go ahead.
I think it's just now that it's just after the update. I think we're still in the phase of being after or being close after an update. So I think now offense is still more OP than defense. But I think you can see it on the wars where, of course, ATN is always tripling, but if they're playing against other teams, that these maxed out bases are pretty tough to triple, and you can swag everything like in Town Hall 13 times. So I think it will be pretty balanced. And I think I like about Town Hall 14 that new strategies got into the game, but the old ones are still pretty reliable. So it just got a way more. There are just more strategies out there which you can use, and I always like that you get to choose from so many strategies.
Yeah, I think the problem with an update comes is like you watch a stream, you see ATN, they're tripling every base, but the problem is what most people don't see is that if you put the Dragon Riders away, ATN will just carry on tripling with Lalo or whatever. So like you can put the Dragon Riders out and ATN will always get 14 stars. So I don't think it's quite OP strat. It's just like the most of the bases you hit aren't maxed, and yeah, it's not the Dragon Riders who are OP. They are strong, of course, but the defense is just low. So like every other troop is going pretty well nowadays.
Yeah, I think the same. Like Tim, always everybody's or many people are always saying that Dragon Riders are so OP, but if I see someone hitting a base with, like, for example, Queen Charge Dragon Riders, I think the Queen Charge is the thing which is pretty OP. And almost on 90% or not even 99% of the times, if a really good player does the same Queen Charge and just does, for example, Lalo backend and not Dragon Riders, I think the same hit would still triple just because Queen Charging is so OP. And yeah, I don't think that Dragon Riders are crazy overpowered that they should be banned or they should be buffed or nerfed or something. I think it's pretty good how they are.
So another point is when we prepare bases for ATN or MCS, we reuse them afterwards in other matches, and it's very fun to see like not so good teams try to re-hit the plan ATN did, and they just fail completely. So it's not the Dragon Riders who are OP; it's most likely the players.
And so ATN are, how well do you know those guys? Because it's kind of like quick. You guys are all fairly close together. Kind of like I am green. You were saying earlier on you're Swiss, you're not German, but you're kind of part of that German scene, aren't you? It's like this German clash is pretty.
Yeah,
strong.
I'm part of it, but
yeah,
I think I personally don't know any of these guys. I mean, I had some contact as I built one or two bases for them, but I just, yeah. I mean, you know them because they're ATN, and maybe they know us because we are from Inquisition, and if you're playing Legend, you're sometimes high up there, and they maybe see your name and get to know you or something. But really knowing them, like I've never been talking with somebody from them or so.
What about you, Tim?
But I think for Tim it's different, yeah.
Yeah, like I played with Sir Iron a lot of Among Us in the past few months, and I played also with other ATN players like Wild Rift together and had a chat. But really knowing isn't like the correct word. I think the competitive scene in Germany is really close. Like 99% of the players know each other, at least from the name or what strategies they play. But there are always some players who you know closer and some who you don't know as close as the others.
Cool, man. That's good. So, I've got a question here about your favourite league / tournament to play in. And before we were on I'm Green, you were talking about actually most of the stuff that I've realised that I don't stream much for Inc. Or haven't streamed them before, I don't think. And that's you're saying that most of your stuff is sort of like the larger league stuff. So actually, this favourite league tournament question might be a bit different for you. You might come with a different answer from what I was expecting.
I was actually going to give the answer of CWL Elite. I think those are 25v25 wars, and I always love them when the whole team is, and where there's like 15 people in voice planning all the hits in the last 30 minutes or so. I always enjoy them really much. So yeah, that's probably my answer.
Nice, man. What about you, Tim? What's your favourite league or tournament?
I think CWL Elite wasn't in my mind before this chat, but I think I just give the same answer as Sandro. We play CWL Elite in Inquisition, and it's like the whole Sunday is action in the voice chat. And there are like always 15 to 20 members in voice until the end, plan the last hits, look what different hits we can make, adjust some hits, and yeah, like really try harding, but with the chill atmosphere and having fun.
Cool. Okay, that's totally different from where I was expecting that to go. That's really nice. That's cool. Yeah, we've kind of talked about the German clash scene a little bit. What about what's the strongest region, do you think, in terms of clash scene at the moment? Is it the EU clash scene? That tends to be what most people say. What do you think?
I think at the moment it's probably EU, yes.
I think for me as well. I think EU is pretty good. I think there's some crazy good Asia teams like AS Monster or even DC Ranger or something, but still I think like the whole scene in general, I think EU is much more competitive, and there are many more teams out there.
And yeah, like every region has a few teams that are playing very, very good, like on the top tier. But I think the European region is just a little bit more stacked than the others.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. What about so DC Ranger? They've just made a couple of big signings. So JD9's gone over there. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. That's an interesting move, especially when the most recent moves we've seen have been people sort of moving, or the major moves that we've seen have been people moving into more like better time zones, if that makes sense. So you had like Tribe kind of reforming and Lex and Nick going over to Space Station Gaming to have more like of a better time zone thing. But obviously JD9 has now moved essentially to the other side of the world in terms of the players that he's playing with DC Ranger. What do you guys think about that? Is that a good
it's
move?
crazy. I think it's a really successful teams, and they really know what they do. But if he's accepting that he has to play in these different time zones, I don't see something wrong. But still, for me, it couldn't be done as I have a normal job, and like it would be pretty hard to play the whole night. And so yeah, if he has the time to play with them and to play regularly with them, so I think it's a good thing for him.
Yeah, I guess in Clash of Clans it's pretty hard to play in a team which comes from another region, because like every player is having a normal job besides playing Clash, or like studying right now, or some are even going to school. So it's very hard to play with mates in different time zones. But yeah, if he has the time, DC Ranger is a good team, so why not?
Yeah. And they signed someone else as well. Who name? I haven't planned this question, obviously, and I can't think of who they made another signing as well. I'm sure Fluxy or Sweeble will tell me in a second. Was it Lucas? Was that who it was? But they've got a nice little. Was it Tito? There we go. Yeah,
I think yeah.
They've signed it.
Yeah,
So they've
Tito.
signed a few different players. Like they've brought in a team
Yeah.
from all over the place, really.
Yeah, crazy. Like you don't see such teams very often in Clash. Most of the teams are located at the same country or at least time zone. Something new. Let's see how it works.
Yeah, could be. And it wasn't. Space Station Game was quite a big squad, so you can maybe see how he maybe wanted to move somewhere where he was maybe going to definitely get a starting lineup thing.
Yeah,
Does that
that's
make
probably
sense?
a main reason for that sometimes players are moving. That in their main team or in their desired team, they're not in the main lineup, so they move to a different team where they're always playing. Because at the end of the day, you always want to play and you always want to triple or something. So probably that's why he moved.
We'll need to get him on to ask. That'll be the way to do it. So tell us about Inquisition then. So I hadn't appreciated that you guys are kind of part of the same big family, which makes sense when I said to Tim, is there anyone else you want to bring on to sort of to speak English at the same time and give your brain a rest? And he was like, oh, maybe get one of the guys from Inquisition. I was like, oh, okay, that makes no sense to me, but fair enough. But now I understand it's because you play together all the time. How long has Inc been together as an organization or as a family?
I think that's Tim probably the better answer because I've just been part of Inquisition for like half a year. I just joined from another German casual team to Inc and started playing competitive. But yeah, I think we are around since 2013. But don't quote me on that. I think that's it. Tim, maybe you know more.
I have absolutely no idea when Ink started.
Right, well, you guys
our...
are absolutely no use.
But I think the cool thing about Inc is that there are just so many teams, like so many 5v5 teams playing in one family. As you don't know, I think Nolex is also part of Inc. Then Reported Gaming is part of Inc. Fanatics 5, so there are like 5 different main teams which are part of Inc. And in CW Elite or so, they are all playing together in one lineup, and I think that's just a pretty cool thing about Inc. To have these different kind of players from different teams work all together and be one family. So I really enjoyed that, or I'm really enjoying it.
I'm quite excited to hear this, and I definitely think that this needs. So I run a competition, and this is a shameless plug. I run a competition called Family Feud, which is 20v20. Well, it was Town Hall 13, but it starts now. It's Town Hall 14, and it's just for honour, and it's clan families taking on each other, and the wars are in 2 hours, so 20 Town Hall 14 hits from each side in 2 hours. It's like mental. This is exactly what you guys were talking about with the CWL Elite, where you've got everyone in voice all chatting together and all planning the hits and all that.
Yeah, so CWL Elite,
fun.
I think it's pretty crazy. It's like we have a 24-hour war day.
Yeah.
But everybody just starting to get into voice sessions like 2 hours before the end of the war, or maybe last war it was 2 hours, and it got really close at the end. We had like 10 or we had like 3 hits in the last 2 minutes to go in, and was a little bit too close. But yeah, so everybody 3 hours before the end of the war day starts to join the voice and start to discuss all the plans, and then it's just rapid fire. After every 3 or 5 minutes, a new hit goes in, and that's pretty fun to also watch and to play.
Right, that's it. So Inc are coming on to season 3 of Family Feud. It's fine. We've worked that out. So I Am Green is agreed. That's
perfect.
Happening.
I've agreed.
You're like, what have I just signed up for?
I mean, sure. Why not? I think Inc is, we are pretty stacked. I think we're pretty, at 25, we are a pretty strong team. If everybody has the time to play with all these different teams, and the best
Yeah.
player from each team plays. So I think we're pretty stacked.
You need good opponents for us.
Tim's just like proper sensible answers. It's like totally right. Yeah, it's fine. I like the different approaches. So what about aims for 2021 then? What I think like for both teams, what's we take your 5v5 in fact maybe not. Let's talk about both, because you've talked about CWL Elite as well. And you guys, is it this season that you won that? Was it the most recent one that Inc won CWL Elite, or was that?
I think we never won CWL Elite. We won.
We only won
WCL Elite.
Yeah,
sorry, that's
WCL
what I'm
Elite
thinking.
is the other thing we won. Yeah. But I think for aims for 2021 for my 5v5 team, I think it's just the Worlds qualifier. That's always the main thing to look up to be pretty successful in that. For our team, unfortunately, it's sometimes really hard to get everyone involved in these, or to have everyone free on that weekend, because it's always playing on the weekend, and many of us have jobs and sometimes you want to spend the weekend with the family or something, or you have different stuff to do. But yeah, probably the World qualifier for us is to be successful in that.
Especially when the timings are changing so much as well, isn't it? So like July, for example, I'm not taking part. I've taken part, and not with any sort of high expectations, but just this will be a good laugh. Did May and we did June, but July was just like, it's going to be for Europe, it's like 2 a.m. or something, and with all the potential delays, it's like
that's crazy.
Probably start at 5 a.m. or something.
Is that exactly? Once we get all the delays in place,
yeah,
that's be able to sleep through. What about Penta then? Is it similar ambitions? Is it
of course. So the main event each year is the World Championship, and that's, I think, the main tournament every competitive team is looking for. Our goal is to get to the World qualifier, and when we achieve this, let's see what we aim for next. But step by step, first achieving the World qualifier.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Penta aren't the only team that have kind of struggled a little bit with their performance. No, it feels like really harsh. It's like, but it's because it's one. It's you know what I mean. It's based on one war, and if you have a bad war, it can totally scupper the whole campaign each month. But Queen Walkers have had a similar run in as well, where they've really been struggling with Worlds to sort of just get the pacing right and hit it. They've done pretty well in some other competitions, but they're sort of struggling with the Town Hall 14, getting consistency with it. Do you think that'll come just once you guys get more used to the meta and to the sort of the layouts and all that sort of stuff?
Pretty hard question. Sometimes in some wars we just don't know what really went wrong, where we don't deliver. But I think every one of us knows that we can play, we can attack very good, and just stay positive, work on your performance, work on your attack strategies, get good bases built, and don't give up.
How much time do you guys spend on base building? Because I am green. People in the chat are saying that you're a builder as well. How much time do you spend on practicing attack to testing bases? What's the sort of the split?
So I just sometimes build my legend bases, which I'm using in Legend League for fun, and they luckily work out pretty well. So everybody's always.
By the way, I need a new legend base.
Okay, I got you. But yeah, I'm playing way more than building. I think I don't know how much I'm building in probably 1 hour in each week, but I'm doing my 16 legend hits every day, so that's probably 2 hours a day, or I don't know. Sometimes I'm angry and I just jam them. Then that's not 1 hour, but still, I think I'm playing way more than building or testing bases.
What about you, Tim?
I don't build bases by myself. I just test them. But it depends on what competition we have up to. So when we have the Mobile Open Challenger week, we of course test a lot of more bases than in other weeks. I think in average, probably like half testing bases, half practicing attacks.
Okay, cool. And we're kind of at viewers' questions now. Now, I've only seen one so far from Fluxy. Fluxy was asking who your favourite player is. Let's mix it up though. Let's make that a little bit different. Let's ask, who is your favourite? Who do you enjoy watching the most? And like, who you most excited about watching, and who do you think is the best player in the world just now? There's two slightly different questions. It might be the same person, but it might not.
Tim, you can answer first if you want.
You guys have to think.
I think
just have to think about it.
I think watching is probably like Sinte or Remio from Mechas or from MCS, as they're just Sinte with his Ox is just amazing how he's doing it, still doing it on Town Hall 14. I mean, he has been doing it since Town Hall 12. I watched him in Town Hall 12 do it with Mass Hawks, and he's still doing it right now. So I think that's incredibly impressive on how he's doing that one strategy to perfection. And I think the best player in the world right now, probably someone from ATN, probably Yo-Yo. I think for me, just always constant and always, even in Legend League, is always up there, always pushing to the best and always being on top. So probably Yo-Yo for me.
Yeah, I think like the player I like to watch is not a specific player. It's no. Of course not. I guess like not a specific player, but just like players who do creative attacks. Cynthia is one of these players, but also like I remember one hit from ATN last match against us, where he played a Queen Charge Hox and he did a King Sui into the Eagle, I think, and played the Royal Champ just behind the King, and the Royal Champ walked behind the King so perfectly that he could RC trick the Inferno Tower in the middle, what like nearly no other player could manage, and it was overkill at the end, of course. Like these attacks, Klaus obviously is doing these attacks. So yeah, that's the attacks that I like to watch the most. And best player, pretty hard to say because there's so many very, very good players. Like you could say anyone from ATN right now, but they're crushing it in the past few weeks. But also like what is kind of under our side, a lot of Chinese players with their smashes, absolutely stunning what they can do with smash. But I guess, yeah, Yo-Yo, Boom, us from ATN, one of these, probably.
Cool. Zakia's in. He's paying you compliments. I am green. I think he's just talking. Because he's wanting you to mention him, but I think that might be the only reason he said anything.
I think it's the first time he's seeing me as well. So, everybody, I got tagged multiple times in our own team or our own member chat on the Inquisition server. Everybody's talking about me because it's my first time revealing my face. So still, yeah, pretty cool.
Zakia, B-Dragon, I don't know if you guys have got any questions for these two. If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask Tim something, Zakia, that you've always wanted to ask him, but you've always been too scared to ask your teammate. Always felt awkward about it. Now's the time to ask it. That's definitely where I'm going. We will just let things... Have you guys got any questions for each other?
I've got a question to Zakia. If that's fine.
Go. Yeah, go for it. Go for that.
When do you guys let me play some crazy attacks on League matches?
So, Tim, are you saying you want to be that creative?
I hope never.
Yeah, like I sometimes have these crazy ideas, like playing Dragbet with 10 bets and no freezes. But always when I bring up such a plan, they are, no, you don't play this.
It's like, that's the content hits. That's what we want.
Yeah, of course.
That's the right thing to do because I've seen these attacks in friendly wars, and I mean sometimes actually they triple, but sometimes with those attacks it can go wrong pretty fast. If you do one simple mistake, they are wrong, and to do that in a league match, I think it's pretty risky. But still, they should let you play more those kind of attacks.
Yes, I think so too.
To get you on those thumbnails on all the YouTube vids and everything.
So that's what we're saying is Tim is one of the most creative Clash of Clans players out there, but his team is not letting him pull it off. That's what it is. Yeah. So blame Zakia. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Zakia says never.
Right.
So Fluxy said the answer is never, and Zakia said Fluxy has the
answer.
answer.
Fluxy, don't trust in me. I'm sad.
Happy days. How many hours a day do you dedicate to Clash? We talked about it on top and kind of a split down. Does it depend on like if you're building up for stuff, or is the pacing at the moment with the way that they've got these monthly qualifiers and CWL having a part to play in it now as well? Is it and tournaments mixed in there as well? Is it quite a lot of time you have to dedicate to it?
It depends on what matches are at. Like there are weeks where we have like 1 or 2 not so important matches, and that's where the time where I not playing that much, like doing. Sometimes I don't even do my 8 ledge tests.
Yeah, just wanted to say that. I knew that was coming.
Yeah. So, but in other times like this, the last few weeks where we had Mobile Open Challenger Week, we did a lot of base testing, or just figuring out how the update works. So yeah, it's completely different from week to week.
What about you? I am green. What did you? How long did you spend?
I think for me it's almost every week the same. Or every day I do my 8 legend attacks on both of my accounts. If I have free time, I do it in the morning. If sometimes I just do it between the work or at work, and I just sometimes there are matches and sometimes there are not shows. It's always like, I don't know what are 16 legend leagues attacks, probably 2 hours a day or 1.5. So I just do my
struggle to fit Legends
league attacks
in.
and then
I think I've done 2 today. It's like
6 to go.
I always said to people that I really enjoy the Legend League system. I think it's a great way to measure yourself with the best players in the world, and I think it's a great way to even improve yourself if you're doing these 8 attacks regularly. You're just getting to know the strategy which you are playing. You're getting to know how to improve with it, and you're getting to know how to triple all these different kind of bases which are out there. So I think Legend League is a pretty amazing system, and I'm pretty happy that they added that system into Clash of Clans, because like earlier when I started, Legend League was always the one on top which had the most playing time. It was all these shared accounts which 3 different people played. So 1 hour, one person played 8 hours, the next person played the next 8 hours, and so these were people on top. But now you only have 8 attacks, and you need to really focus on them. So I think it's pretty amazing how the system is.
If you could change anything about it, would you tweak anything at all?
I would tweak something that you don't see the person you are taking or the clan you are taking, because in High Legend there's the problem that some players are buying defenses, so they send like 10 or 15 bucks to a person when they do a 1-star on their base, and you could at least try to avoid it by not showing the name or the clan. Of course you can put the right layout in the right day and say this one today, but you cannot like target one account, boost him up, and that's one thing I would change.
Yeah, just that almost win trading at the top. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I think it would take out some fun of Legend, because if I hit, for example, a player of ATN or a player of MCS or even Itzu or someone, I'm really stoked if I'm hitting him, if I see him on the top right, that I'm hitting him right now. So I'm focusing more, and I think or then later you can show it in the clan chat that you tripled Itzu or something. So I think that's probably the most fun in Legends, but yeah, it's hard for them to
well,
work out a system
I
where
think
one thing
think
is
you
still there
can
and the other thing, yeah,
you can show
still
the
win
name
trading
in the
is
clan afterwards.
a problem.
So
Yeah,
when the attack is
probably.
done, like the normal defense and attack log, we can share, but
Yeah,
not
probably.
during the
That
attack.
would be an idea, right? Yeah.
I think so. We talked about a couple of weeks ago. We had some people on. We talked about cheating and like the various ways that cheating is still in the game, and that was one of the things we talked about. This sort of this win trading thing. Because Bernal had just sort of posted a bunch of stuff about
Yeah.
with the whole
So
trial. It's like his seems to be his mission in life, and
I
but
think
what we
someone
talked about
accused
was
him of win trading, right?
yeah, well, yeah, I think Itsu went in accidentally. I think someone was it Itsu or like, someone attacked his base and he had a couple of defenses, a couple of 1-star
Yeah, I think it's a
defenses.
1-star on
Yeah,
the base, but someone accused him on win trading, and I think it just sent out these
yeah.
proofs that he's not win trading. Yeah.
But what we talked about is like actually if you hid the name, like, I don't know what the solution is to it, but if we hid the name, then we talked about well the workaround for that would be that there would be like a little layout of walls in the corner or something that someone would
Yeah,
do to
that's
say that's my base. The little cross in the corner is
that's what
means
they did, and I think in Town of 13 days. So they all these. I don't want to accuse somebody, but all these Chinese accounts went into like the same clan in the morning. So if they send and if I think they in the morning send out the picture of the clan they're in. So if you attack that clan or one player from that clan, you know that is one of these accounts which
yeah.
needs or which is to get win traded. So yeah, I think that's how they did it earlier.
So
But right now,
it's difficult, but
I don't know.
I agree with you that
Yeah,
it's
it's
a
difficult.
1,000 times better than the 40 minutes waiting in clouds to
Yeah,
do
way
you know what I
better.
mean? That was just
Yeah,
pain.
way better. I love it. And that I also love that everybody has the same starting point, so everybody it's pretty fair. It's you have to be better in offense than in defense, and then you get up there. I mean, it's a pretty fair system. Of course, win trading is out there, and unfortunately everybody, or not everybody, but many people are doing it. But still, I think it's a pretty fair system how it is right now. And if you want, or if you really are good enough, you can be up there with the top pushers. So I really love it.
And it is like doing war hits as well, isn't it? Well, I mean, not exactly the same, but in terms of like, it's not like spamming a farming army and you know there's going to be like defenses down and there might not even be a CC in there and all this sort of stuff. It's you know that you're hitting like as strong a base as that person's got, which is a nice part of it as well. It's not like doing a war hit. It's different from a war hit. That's not what I'm. But you know what I mean. In terms of like improving your attacking ability, it's going to improve your
Yeah,
your
sure.
attack.
And even using, I always like for me, when I build my own bases, I always look at the bases which the pros are using and try to maybe sometimes copy some things of it or copy an idea behind a base. And it's pretty cool to have all these different bases up there and to really challenge yourself on these bases and to use them for yourself. And so I think it's just all around an amazing system how they've done it.
Cool. Lady B, hello. You're chatting away, and I did not say hello. Welcome to the stream. Lady B is in lurking as well. Not lurking, in fact. She's not lurking. She's chatting away. It's not lurking. It's the opposite of that. B Dragon has asked them how they would celebrate if they were to win the Worlds. There you go, guys. How would you? That is a really difficult one. I mean, winning the Worlds as opposed to a golden ticket. There you go. Can you think that far ahead, Tim? I know you talked about just doing one step at a time.
Yeah, I don't think I can.
You're winning in Worlds.
I don't think I can plan on celebrating. It's just like a spontaneous reaction. I think at first I would like scream if no one's sleeping near me, like yelling at my mates. And I think when I calm down, the next thing is grab a cold beer and relax.
What about you, Am Green? Is that something you can
Yeah,
even
probably same thing. I would in that moment I would just enjoy it with my teammates and celebrate with them. But then when calming down, I don't know. I really don't know. Probably tell my parents and be really happy about it, but cannot plan on that and can't plan on how I'm gonna celebrate it. But yeah,
it's it's a wee bit off. I think not that seems really rude. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that we were talking earlier on about let's get to qualifiers. Let's get one of them out of the way. That's sort of where we're at. So
yeah, step by step.
It's kind of like imagining things at the moment. We can get excited about that closer to time. Has anyone got any other questions in chat? I don't know if we've got any. I don't know if Lady B's got any questions. I mean, obviously, one of the questions for Lady B is when is she going to come on this Mac report? On the list of people that I need to speak to, I think that would be awesome. But have you got anything else you guys want to talk about? Oh, Fluxy's asking, what's your favourite game that isn't Clash? Oh, that's a good question.
Ooh, that's a good one. For me, I can answer it right away. It's Call of Duty. I've always been a fan of Call of Duty. I think it was. I played it. No, the older ones. The older ones, like Black Ops 2 and everything. Yeah. Right now, I'm actually not playing anymore. I'm not playing on. I don't have the newest PS5 and everything. But when I was young, that's probably also the main reason why I stopped playing Clash, because I was playing so much Call of Duty. But yeah, I always enjoyed it with my friends and going home directly from school, almost sprinting home to just play with my friends online. And I think it was just these old days of playing Call of Duty were just amazing, and the games were really good. So my answer is Call of Duty.
Cool.
I guess I have to go with Battlefield, not Call of Duty.
Okay.
So I played earlier a lot of Battlefield with my friends, but it's not that much time I spent in Battlefield with like Clash of Clans. What I played a lot, like really earlier when I was like 12, 13, 14, was like Mario Kart. Don't know if you know this one.
Yeah.
Mario Kart or like Super Mario in general. But yeah, that's like another time in my life.
Fox is saying he was expecting some Among Us stuff to get mentioned there, but there you go.
Among Us is also great, of course.
Yeah.
But only if you have the right players who doing their tasks and not standing AFK at the table, Fluxy.
I think there's some history there. Interesting.
No,
happy days. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. It's been, in terms of the chat's been flowing, but it's been quite quiet. I'm sorry about that, but I think it's been really. I've really enjoyed having you on. Here we go. Crazy Scotsman just throwing in a question right at the end, and it is an interesting one. How much did they spend?
Oh damn, that's a hard one for me.
How much do you spend on gems and packs a month? Oh, and I suppose the second one is, whose code do you use?
Except the big Town Hall 14 update, I spend like $5 a month for Gold Pass. And
just buy the Gold Pass normally?
Yeah, just buy the Gold Pass. No other gems or no other things.
Very different answers for me. I sometimes get really angry at the game if I fail my legend hits, and then I want to gem my army, and then I don't have gems on my accounts anymore, so I need to upload some gems, and I pay, but I don't know how much money it is. Probably like also the Gold Pass on both accounts, sure, but then I don't know, maybe like 30 a month. And of course, if a big update is coming out, I'm buying the available packs or the available offers. But still, it's not that a crazy amount, but still, I'm paying probably more than just $5 a month.
And whose creator code do you use? I don't have one, so you don't have to say. You don't be like, flipping heck, am I meant to say Mac here? Just out of interest. Lady B is in the chat. I'm just saying.
I'm using it too, as everyone probably.
I try to switch between the all big ones like Itsu, Lady B, Kalle, if Maxi.
Nice.
I like these fear probably the most, but I try to not only support one, but all a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's cool. Happy days. Flunky Graphics came in with a wee raid there. Flunky, thank you so much for the raid. I don't think I I don't think I know who you are, but I will give you a wee follow after the stream. We are just about to finish though. Tim, I Am Green, thank you so much for coming on. It's been absolutely brilliant. We had quite an interesting, I felt like a bit of a podcast there. We actually talked about like legends and topics and all that sort of stuff. We had a few technical issues. I muted you guys right at the start, and then Tim decided to mute when I asked him a difficult question. We all know what it was. He went off and had
actually, my headphones just don't know. They didn't work, so I needed to get a new one.
You've actually completely changed your headphones.
Yes. So at the beginning, I was like using these Apple headphones, but they're trash now. I'm using these beautiful Penta headphones.
Oh, nice plug.
Like that's a plug.
Brilliant. Oh, B Dragon's asked another question. What's he asked? Their version of a troop they'd like to see in Clash. I mean, B Dragon, that's not really a question. I mean, that's not even a sentence. Come on, try harder. But I'll reword it. And have you got any ideas for troops? Then we'll finish. One more question. Any version of a troop you'd like? I don't know exactly what B Dragon's after knowing there. Have you got any different troop ideas?
Super hard.
I'm actually pretty happy how the whole meta is right now. So I think I wouldn't change something very big. So I think I'm pretty happy how it is. And I'm not that creative, so I have no idea.
I just play the game. I don't ask about it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just want to triple every day, but the rest I don't care now.
Yeah, like
maybe Tim, the creative guy.
So I can be creative, but I can't be creative in like a few seconds. I probably have to think about it a few minutes or maybe an hour. Then I could come up with a new troop, but right now I have no specific idea what I want to see in Clash. Yeah. I think it's good how it is at the moment. Always like a little change with the updates, but yeah, no specific troop at the moment.
Are you liking the way that they do that? That the game definitely feels like they've changed. That they're being a bit more creative with how they approach the game, and a bit more free in terms of like they'll try something and like they don't seem scared to add new stuff in. I think before in a while there was a time when they were worried about adding new stuff that they might break the game. Now I don't think they care as much. They're kind of just risk it and see what happens. Do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair how they're doing it. And I think in the last couple of years they have been more listening to what players are saying and looking at competitive. Still, competitive is like a small portion of the whole player base, but still, I think those are the guys which know the game the best, which are playing the game every day for 3 to 4 hours. So I think they should listen to them, and I think they're doing it pretty good. So I really like what they're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, like you always have a few players or many players who like say, that's bad, you should have done this like this way or something else. You can't make everyone happy, but I think the way they do it right now is good. They keep the balance between competitive, so we don't have like every ball 15 stars, but also the casual players, they can triple. It's not something impossible. So yeah, I think they do good. Of course, 1-2 things are always there where you can perform better, but all in all, good job.
Cool. I like that. I'm not sure if that would have been what people had said a couple of years ago. So I do think there has been a change in the way that they're approaching things. And yeah, there are, like you're saying, there is always people that like to have a little moan and all that. But I think generally it's pretty positive. Or people's attitude to Clash at the moment is pretty positive, which is nice. Anyway, I told you this was going to be about an hour. We're now well over, so I'm really sorry for taking the time, and I'm conscious that you guys are an hour ahead of me.
No problem. It was a lot of fun.
You enjoyed that? Good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, guys.
Yeah, it was
a nice evening.
Really a lot of fun.
Yeah. If we can bully
Thanks for having us.
coming on
Thanks
one
for
time,
having
that'd
me.
be good.
I treat him I just have to talk to him. We get him here.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get everyone in. We'll get all of Inquisition in. We'll just have really tiny faces and have yous all over the screen. It'll be great. The whole of the Ink family.
Oh,
Brilliant.
family.
Guys, thank you so much for coming on. And it's been a pleasure. And everyone that's been in the stream, thank you for hanging out for ages. Fluxy, B-Dragon, you've been here for ages. Misty was probably here for ages as well. Guys, if you're not following, feel free to hit that follow button. That'd be okay. We're going to work out who we're going to raid now. You guys got any? Will we try and raid? How can you leave a stream with Tim's face on it? Well, you can't leave yet. Exactly. Have we got any Germans on? We could actually raid. Itsu's on.
Itsu streaming.
Yeah. Let's raid Itsu. Not that. Itsu, by the way, coming on next week. I mean, I'm quite excited about that one as well. So, a couple of German themed Mac reports going on. We'll put the raid in there. So there we go. We'll go for a wee raid, guys. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I'm the native English speaker, and I can't even speak English. So yeah, you know what I mean. Terrible. But I'm glad you've had a good time. I'm glad you said you had a good time anyway.
Thanks for having us. Yeah.
Thanks for the invitation.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. And all the best with Clash in the future. I catch you later. Let's go on a wee raid now. Cheers, everyone. See you later.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you.
Bye. See you. Bye.